Brian. Thank you for being willing to do this. First, I perhaps should just say this, that some time ago there was an Australian creed for sexual integrity produced. I don't know whether you are aware of that or not, but it's been well supported by Christian leaders and is made available even overseas, but it's not been made public. It's not been presented to any media or any politician. It's a sort of an in-house thing of what we believe in the whole issue of sexual ethics. But this inspired me to think about preparing something that be a statement of what is essential Christian belief that we could make available, particularly to politicians. We are aware that they talk about producing a document for religious freedom, but that just seems to be going nowhere at the moment. There's still talk about it. So I'm looking at this manifesto from the viewpoint of stating these are our essential beliefs. There's no compromise on these. With these beliefs, there are certain practices that we do and some that we don't do. Here in South Australia, we recently had the bill for anti-gay conversion therapy passed. I met with our Premier, a group of us pastors, but I led the delegation, met with our Premier about that. And he was sympathetic, and they eventually came forth with a bill which was much, much softer than the Victorian bill or the other bills that have been produced right around Australia. But in that, we said to him very clearly that we believe that if people wanted prayer for their sexual orientation, that we would pray for them. We respected that they had the right to see us of their own volition, and then we would minister to them. He was sympathetic to that, and the bill that we've got here in South Australia provides some leeway for us to do that, but other bills are very restrictive. Now, part of the manifesto addresses that issue, that if people of their own volition want prayer to help them with their sexual orientation, we will pray for them. As well, Victoria now is looking at bringing in a hate speech, and we've made that plain in the manifesto as the last part, that our disagreement with people is not hating them, but rather we're just asserting what we believe, and that according to the Australian Constitution, we do have the right to freely practice our religion. So they're the essential issues.
Good. And so just tell me how you came to put the document together and who worked together on that.
Yes, I compiled something and I presented that to a group of pastors whom I relate to. We meet monthly for prayer here, and they're a good group of men. They're all signatories to the document now. And also I am well acquainted with a Catholic bioethical theologian who is a very deep thinker on this. And so I interacted with them, and particularly Father John gave a lot of input and finalised this document. So it's really a compilation. It's not something that I've prepared on my own. It's got a lot of input from other pastors, and they're all signatories, as you'll see now. I think there's about 13 signatories. I sent it to the Canberra Declaration because I know Kurt Marburg well. He's very supportive of it. When we're ready, he says they'll publish it on the Canberra Declaration.
Yeah. Okay, so people will have the opportunity of reading that for themselves. Just give us a rundown on how you see this document being used by pastors and leaders and Christian people in churches around the nation.
Yes, two ways. One, I think they can make it available to their people as sort of, here's essential Christian belief, folk, this is what we hold to. And then the second thing is their local politician, both state and federal. I'm well acquainted with our federal politician here in this area. I have a good relationship with her for many, many years, and she's a cabinet minister. So I will see her, give her the document, and ask her to present a copy to the Prime Minister.
Right. Okay. So, Barry, just give us a bit of your own reflection on where you see the main dangers of our culture heading at this time with respect to perhaps the views that might have been held 50 years ago or more common in the culture that we grew up in.
Yes, well, I think that we're being marginalised. A genuine Christian belief or essential Christian belief, we're being marginalised. Many of us are going quiet. We stay within our own church and we may state things there, but that's about as far as it goes. And so I think it's this marginalisation that's a real problem. Whereas conversely, I see, say, for example, the religion of Islam, they're quite open about what they believe. They make recently, as you know, probably 1,000, several thousand Muslims surrounded St. Patrick's Cathedral in Melbourne and, chanted and declared their beliefs. And there's been a bit of controversy about that. So I'm not asking that we become aggressive and hateful, but that we make it plain this is what we believe. We are Christians. We don't apologize for being Christians. We believe these things, and lovingly, we'd like you to consider them.
Yeah. Yeah. So then, if I hear you right, you're really saying that the principles that God has established in creation are to be guided by the wisdom that comes from Scripture, and that Scripture needs to be articulated according to the issues, and that's what the Christian Manifesto basically does.